Hey, what's going on, Jam fam? So Cuttlefish Jacky just dropped today. It's been a little while since I've done a skin review, so today I'm going to pick this skin up, and we're going to take a look at it and see if it's actually worth buying for gems or bling. All right, let's get into it. All right, for the appearance of the skin. Now, Jacky has been turned into a half squid, half human hybrid, just like in Splatoon, which is one of the reasons I really like this generation of Splatoon skins, because they wear this inspiration right on their sleeve. As far as the color palette of the skin, it's extremely bright, mostly 2 shades of green, with a little bit of black, pink, and orange mixed in for some highlights. All right, for Jacky's helmet, it's been turned into those 2 shades of green, brighter green on the top, darker green on the bottom, and it's got a giant squid-looking thing right on the front as like a logo. I really like the way this thing looks. It sets the tone for the skin. It's the very first thing you notice on her, and the only thing I have a critique about this is going to be the little ears/horn things on the top. Don't really know what's going on there, but it does add a little pizzazz, I guess. Jacky's hair has also been changed into bluish squid or cuttlefish tentacles, depending on whatever you want to call it, and she's still rocking her pink safety glasses, as well as like a black mask. I think that adds a little bit of accent to the skin. Moving on to Jacky's fit, she's going to be rocking a green hoodie and black gloves. Those both have pink accents on them. I think the pink accents are a nice touch, and I think it adds a lot of contrast to both the gloves and the hoodie, and it really draws your eye. And the last notable thing about the fit is that she's going to be rocking black and green shoes that have weird orange socks, leg guard type things. Don't exactly know what those are, but I don't really like the way they look. Don't really like the way the orange looks there, if I'm totally honest. I think I would prefer it if they were pink or maybe even green. I think that would look a little bit better. All right, moving on to Jacky's drill. I think they were trying to change the drill into a cuttlefish, but it doesn't really look like a cuttlefish. It kind of looks like just a generic fish, in my opinion. If you look at cuttlefish pictures on Google, this looks nothing like those, so I can't say that's really a cuttlefish definitively. To me, it kind of looks more like an evil Zora from the Legend of Zelda series, if I'm totally honest. But it does have that same blue color that's featured in Jacky's hair and on the horn things, so that's pretty cool. It's got a little bit of pink and the green colors, obviously, so overall, it does match the skin pretty well, so I'm not going to hate on it too much just because it's not a cuttlefish. Overall, I think this skin looks great. First thing, the color palette, I think is probably one of my favorite color palettes in the game right now. It's super bright, it's very flashy, it's very much in your face, and it's one of my favorite things about the skin, if I'm totally honest. It also really wears those Splatoon inspirations on its sleeve. You can definitely tell what they were trying to go for just by looking at this skin. And lastly, I really like skins that kind of just feature like streetwear type clothes for the brawler, and that's kind of what they went with here for Jacky, so I like that as well. So overall, I just really like the appearance of the skin. I think they nailed it on pretty much every aspect of it, other than it saying cuttlefish and it not being like really inspired by cuttlefish, if you ask me. All right, moving on to win and loss animations. Now, for her winning animation, Jacky's going to be swimming under the water. She's going to pop out, and her drill's going to go flying. Jacky's going to do a spin in the air, and then when she lands, she's going to start running to try to chase down the drill. Then she's going to grab the drill, she's going to put her elbow on it, and then she's going to lean against it like she is a badass. That's a really cool and flashy winning animation. When you say, what do you think about the losing animation? Yeah, it's just a 1-frame hard cut into her just sitting on the ground crying next to the drill. Very lame. All right, so obviously the winning animation is very cool, and it looks a lot of fun, and it's very flashy, so I am a fan of that overall, but the 1-frame hard cut into these boring losing animations is very boring in my opinion. I'm not a fan of them. And I know a lot of people skip losing animations because you just lost a match and you want to get right into your next one. I get it, but that's not an excuse to cut corners and make losing animations boring in my opinion, so I'm never going to be a fan of it. All right, let's move on to probably what is the best thing about this skin, and that's going to be the effects. Now, first thing to note, this is just a super rare skin, but there are sound effect changes on both the main attack and the super.
On the jacket, get some smacky!
For Jacky's main attack, she's going to slam into the ground. It's going to release a shockwave that goes out, and it's going to crack the ground, and then 4 tentacles are going to pop up in the AoE, and there's going to be paint splattered all throughout. And then at the end of the animation, the tentacles are going to start to retract back underneath the ground. For Jacky's super, she's going to make a whirlpool in the area of effect. 6 tentacles are going to emerge from the center of the pool and give the effect that they're pulling things into the center. And then at the end, when the pool disappears, the tentacles are going to retract back into the center as well. Last thing to note is that Jacky's hypercharge will override the super effects, but not the actual attack effects. So that is a bit of an upgrade over some skins, just getting totally everything overridden. Now, my opinion on the effects are that it's probably one of the best things about this skin. I really like the appearance, but I think the effects actually knock it out of the park on this skin. First off, I really love the main attack. I love the fact that she like cracks the ground, the tentacles come out. I think that was a really nice touch. And there are paint splatters on the ground after the actual effects are over, so that does add that little bit of pizzazz that I look for in the actual attack effects. And I think the super effects effect is actually pretty cool. They could have just made it a whirlpool and made it a bit boring and no one would have questioned it, or they could have made it just like a big paint splatter or whatever, but they actually added the effects of the tentacles coming out, and there's 6 tentacles, which I believe is the number that squids actually have, so that is another Splatoon reference there if you think about it. And on top of all of that, it actually has sound effect changes, which is not common for super rare skins, so that's another bonus point for this skin, in my opinion. So, in my opinion, this skin does pretty much everything right for effects. I think it's a lot of fun, and I'm a big fan of it. Alright, so now let's talk about whether this skin is actually worth 79 gems or 2,750 bling. Do I think you should pick this skin up or not? Let's get into it. Alright, so referencing the skin rarities checklist chart, it does check all those boxes very easily. It does have the custom brawler model, it's got the custom animations, it does come with the custom effects, and it does have a custom pin, so it does check all those boxes. And if you want to give it an extra half a point for the custom sound effects on the main attack and the super, you can do that there. Like I said, most super rare skins don't have that, so this having it is a nice bonus in my opinion. Now, as far as the way the skin actually looks, like I said, I really like the way this skin looks. I think the model looks great. I really like the color palette on it. And again, I really like the way it wears the Splatoon inspirations right on its sleeve. You can definitely tell what they were going for. Overall, I think the model of the skin is absolutely amazing. Then, as far as the effects, I think, again, they've knocked it out of the park with those. They could have really just phoned it in and made it like splashing effects and a whirlpool, kind of like Jet Ski Jacky, but they didn't do that. They added the tentacles and they added the paint splatter. And then, again, there's sound effect changes on both the attack and the super, so that's bonus points right there. So I think the effects are very solid for this skin as well. And then, of course, there's the animation. Now, the winning animation is obviously great. I think it's a lot of fun, and it's really flashy, and it definitely fits the skin, so I am a fan of that overall, but the losing animation kind of sucks. Now, it's not the losing animation itself that's bad. It's just these, like, corner cutting that they constantly do with these skins. It's always like a one-frame hard cut right into whatever the end of the animation should be. There should be some kind of build-up to it, and I don't know why they keep cutting corners on these, but I'm never going to give something good points for just doing this because it feels very phoned in my opinion. So the animations are just kind of okay. Winning animation's good, losing animation sucks. All right, so do I think you should pick this skin up? Do I think this is a good skin? So overall, I think the skin is very solid. Like I said, I really like the model, I really like the effects, and I'm willing to overlook the animations overall. So I do think it's a very good skin. I think it's very solid, but I think the biggest problem with this skin is that it's a Jacky skin, and nobody really wants to play Jacky. No one's going out of their way to play Jacky, so it's not really the best investment if you don't play a lot of Jacky. Now, of course, there's going to be like 10 Jacky mains in the world that are out there, and they're going to be hyped for this skin. And absolutely, if you're one of those 10 Jacky mains, then you should get this skin. I think it's probably the best skin for Jacky right now, especially at a super rare price, because I think that's actually a steal for this skin. But if you're a regular person and you don't like playing Jacky, then I don't think you should get this skin for gems. If you want to get it, if you just need a skin for Jacky or whatever, then picking it up for bling is absolutely a steal. Like I said, I think it's a very solid skin, but I don't think it's a must-buy because it's on Jacky. If it was on pretty much any other brawler, I think it would be great, but the fact that it's on Jacky definitely holds it back a little bit, in my opinion. All right, so the TLDR of that is basically going to be that it's a very good skin on a very boring brawler, and it's not a must-buy by any stretch of the word, but if you're a Jacky main or if you just want a skin for Jacky, I would recommend getting it for bling because it's a very good skin at a pretty decent price, in my opinion. But let me know what you think about the skin down in the comments. I showed you everything about it, so let me know what you think about the model, let me know what you think about the effects, and let me know if you're going to get the skin or not. So that's going to do it for this one. If you like my rambling on this video, make sure to leave a like on it, and if you're new, consider dropping a sub as well. But that's going to do it for today. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.